sir. First gator.
We got a red arrow. Here comes the hate mail.
Here comes the hate mail.
Well, we roll into Carl's after a great hog hunt over on the west coast of Florida, and we're on the east coast now, and it's time to kill some gators.
I found a Koi Bowls starter kit. So, figured this would help me out in the woods to be more savvy bow hunter. I'm gonna try it out on a gator, maybe try it out on some hogs and see how it works for me.
Well, we pull into Carl's, and who's hanging out with him? None other than Bill Bryce, Mr. Able Outdoors himself, and his wife, Chrissy.
Chrissy. What's up, buddy? There he is. All right. I made it. Hey, Chrissy said, "Where's Alexis?"
Huh? No, we didn't put the Alexis down here this time.
Well, earlier in the season, we got to hunt with Carl, and after I had gotten a couple gators, Josh got to get out from behind the camera and do some gator hunting.
First gator we knew was going to be tough. We had absolutely no cover. They had just mowed the bank, and just trying to sneak down there with nothing to hide behind. We were crawling and just doing everything we could to keep a minimal profile with two people.
But we're doing a pretty good job, man. We slipped up on this gator, and if it was like real bow hunting, where you could actually shoot him with an arrow, not just a bow fishing rig, we'd already had this gator. We got to 24 yards, and he was still chilling.
We got to a point where I ranged him. I think he was just over 20 yards, and our line was right at 20 yards.
So, that stalk didn't work out. This alligator just blows out of there as soon as we were closing the distance. We needed 2 more yards to get within that length of line that we had on that bow fishing arrow to get it in the gator. And, we just couldn't make it happen. It was almost like that alligator read our mind. And, he probably could feel the vibrations a little bit. And it was probably like, when you're kind of out of it, waking up from a nap, he's sitting on the bank sunning himself, and he kind of, oh God, someone's trying to shoot me.
We needed 2 yards.
He's got a brain the size of a quarter.
Second gator was more like Kip's, where we could come over the back and we could sneak up over the dike and get a shot down.
The plan was I was going to get the gator framed up, give Josh the okay, and he was going to send one down range.
When I release, I can see the arrow bounce off his back and go skipping off into the water.
Once Josh got the full draw, after all that crawling, the line got tangled around the end of the arrow. The arrow just doesn't fly right when it goes through the air, and it actually slaps the gator. You can see the gator sitting right here, and the arrow travels through the air like this and slaps over top of the gator. Well, because of what happened last time, I just really wanted to see Josh get another shot at it, man. He wanted to kill a gator something bad, so I decided to tell him, I said, man, you hunt first, and we're gonna hunt until you get a gator. The cameramen in this industry are kind of the unsung heroes. They do a lot of hard work. They hunt just as hard as the guy pulling the trigger, and you gotta take your hat off to him, man. And I was excited that Josh was gonna get a chance to hunt on this trip. The cameramen in this industry are kind of the unsung heroes. They do a lot of hard work. They hunt just as hard as the guy pulling the trigger, and you got to take your hat off to him, man. And I was excited that Josh was going to get a chance to hunt on this trip.
He's gonna let me hunt first. I'm getting a day off from cameraman, so I'm really excited about having my PSC this time because I'm looking for revenge.
It's pretty much officially a meat hunt. What's a meat hunt, you might ask? A meat hunt is when you go after any and all gators. Anything that you come across, that's the one you're gonna shoot.
All right, well, probably been riding around for about 15 minutes and we got the first gator of the day. It's just over this post right here.
Now this gator was in a position that we knew it was gonna be difficult to sneak up on him.
So since the gator was facing us, Kip stayed put and I was gonna try and sneak in behind him.
The problem with that plan is that the grass was so high that even if Josh got to the lip of the canal, he could not see the gator.
Well, once I started entering this grass, I knew I was gonna be in trouble because it was making a lot of noise.
When the gator spooks, he swims right at me, and he goes into this culvert pipe that I'm standing over top of. The gator didn't come out. We know he's in that culvert pipe.
And since our motto is safety first, we decided to send Carl in with a fishing pole to poke at him and hope he comes out our side.
Good luck, Carl.
I'm gonna try to run him out of there.
Finally, he agitates the gator enough where he comes shooting out of our end.
Yep, he's smoked. Oh, he's coming back in. He's coming back in the pipe.
So I was fired up. I finally got it done. I got an arrow and a gator, and now the fun's about to begin. So I put this shot right where I want it, but with the gator hunt, that only means I got one line in him. I still gotta fight him, get him on the bank, and put a finishing shot on him.
Well, Josh draws back and smokes this gator. I mean, he 12 ringed him, buddy, right in the center of his back.
I can only hold my breath for so long.
Look at him, he's just sitting there. First gator. Got that? This guy got in a culvert pipe that's probably 4 feet tall and scared the gator out. That's working hard for the money right there. Dude, he's stroked straight down through the spine, right into, I mean, it's probably in his lungs from the top side.
It don't matter. You still want to put one in his head?
Oh yeah, no, I mean, I'm not playing around.
That's red arrowing.
Do it.
So Carl hands me some kind of a lasso on a stick and tells me to get in the water and put it around his head.
It's always good to get a second line in the alligator, so Carl casts one out there and hooks the gator and starts to pull him in. If I know one thing, it's this. My cameraman, Josh, is not scared of any alligator.
So at this point, I'm pretty much terrified. This gator comes at me with his mouth open. I'm knee deep in mud with no chance of fleeing the scene. And the only thing I can do is put this noose over his head and yank it as hard as I can.
Go all the way over. Now pull it tight.
The chain starts spinning around like a daggone ceiling fan and hitting Josh in the head, and in all the commotion, the gator gets free.
Now we got a whole new batch of problems. The water's all murked up. We can't really see where the gator's at, but we can tell by the buoy that he's heading towards the culvert pipe.
I mean, how do you see what I'm doing?
I'm gonna
I
bring him
just
to
let
you.
him go right now.
Tight, 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 tight. Go all the way.
Josh and Carl tried to noose this gator a couple more times, and that just wasn't working out. So we ended up grabbing the trusty old gaff to pull this gator out of the water. Finally got the gator up on land where Josh was able to put a finishing shot on it.
You got a red arrow. Here comes the hay meal.
Here comes the hay bear. Look at the air and blood coming out of that sucker.
Yeah, it is.
After we get Josh's gator all tagged up and thrown in the back of the truck, it's my turn to pick up the bow and arrow and see if we couldn't stick another gator. We came up on this one gator that Carl wanted to kill bad. He was a bobtail gator, about a 9 or 10 footer, but he was missing the back section of his tail. We saw this gator in the water, so we snuck down to the edge and waited for him to swim by. So we're waiting on this gator, and Carl's playing a CD that has gator noises in his truck about 100 yards up the canal bank. Well, the gator must have gone underwater past us and went straight to Carl's truck and crawled out within 15 yards of his truck. So they're calling us to sprint up there and get this gator shot.
I know them days are gone, but the memories linger on. Sometimes I wish that I could do it all again.
I'm sitting there thinking, there is no way at 10 yards with every pin in my bow on this gator that I missed it.
Oh, what happened? I had every pin on the bow on him. I don't know. I don't know whether I hit some of that or what. That was crazy, all right, screaming at him.
We did the playback and we saw that as soon as I shot about 5 yards away, I hit a limb, a little branch of a bush down there, and it deflected my arrow up into the air. And old Mr. Bobtail just slinks back in the water.
Ooh, baby.
You know, I'm mad. I mean, my one good opportunity to shoot a gator, and I end up shooting a tree instead. But we got a couple hours left, so we start cruising the canal banks again. You got a gator right here. We're gonna try to sneak up on it.
Baby. Got it, baby. Give me some, Josh. Yes, sir.
Why'd you let the buoy go?
Huh?
Why'd you let the buoy go?
Why'd I let it go? Because you told me to. A 50-yard pin with my 13. I drilled him, baby. Drilled him, son.
I wasn't gonna say anything.
Yeah.
This dyke was gonna be it, and I was gonna go home and lick my wounds.
Guess I made it just in time then, didn't I?
Alright, let's go home.
Oh, yeah. He's just gonna leave him? Yeah, let's just leave him. Hell with it.
You got him, good enough.
If the arrow's knock is pointing at us, it's gonna be his rear end that's coming to us. There he is. There he comes. I can see it. It's in him. I don't know how good. His tail. You hook him? Didn't lose what we thought. That's all right.
A little bigger now. Alright, now you got a corner.
Yeah, no. Oh, it's up in his body now. Let's drag him up.
right there, baby.
There's just one spot on their head that's about the size of a walnut or a little bit smaller that you have to shoot them in or you won't kill them. Now the traditional way of finishing a gator off is to reach up and shoot it in the head with the .22 after you pull it into the bank. We replaced that low caliber weapon with the bow. Shooting a Muzzy broadhead out of a PSE bow well over 300 feet per second, you're talking about instantaneous death.
Gator meat right there, baby. Woo!
For more information on how you can book a hunt with Carl Davison, log on to redarrowtv.com and check out our Outfitters page. I also got to thank Bill and Chrissy Bryce for helping us run camera on this trip. They did an excellent job.
Are we done? Thanks for watching Red Arrow TV. We'll see y'all next week. Watch out! Can't get Bill to jump, man. He's
On the
stone cold.
radio,
I got that too.
beer's cold.
You made me. This is the Under Armour tip of the week.
From a truck stop down the road.
The canker was. Hey kid, look out for the canker was.
Since the noose is not working out, we decided to get the gaff again.
Yes, that's right. The comedian Jim Gaffigan came to help us get this gator in.
So here I stand, knee deep in mud, knee deep in the mud. So
We got this new program at Red Arrow called No Tree Hugger Left Behind, so I wanted to take this time to explain to you the finer points of gator hunting.
We got a red arrow.